There he is. Patrick Hayes, how are you, man?
I am doing good, Steve Cole. How about yourself?
Hey, look, I can't complain. I asked you a question before we went live. I've been I've been taking music and I've been using it without permission to bring us into these things. I feel like it's fair use because it's short. Today I had a song called "Nice Overalls" by Luster. It was on the soundtrack to Empire Records. The guy that one of the front man for that band I know. I don't think Luster's a thing anymore, so I felt a little secure with that. But I wanted to know, with your background, do you have any friends who are musicians or artists who we might be able to use some music for intros?
I actually do. When you sent me that question, it made me think of a buddy of mine that lives in Texas. His name's Bradley. He goes by Mr. Bradley in his children's music, and he writes
Ooh.
wild, kooky, crazy kids music songs. And I bet you if we reached out to him, he would write something special for VBH.
We need a VBH kooky theme song for sure for this crowd here that comes to the VBH lunch break. So yeah, would love to hear what he's got
Yeah.
for it. All right, well that's for another discussion, another day. Let's talk a little bit about housing, Patrick. Last week we talked some generally. Today I want to kind of get specific into housing and really the prevention of homelessness and what is out there and how things have changed in the last months, couple months.
So, traditionally we've really focused on the literally homeless, doing work that's called rapid rehousing. And there's a fairly substantial literally homeless veteran population in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area. It's generally somewhere between 180 and 200 people with some flux there. But with everything that's going on with the pandemic, with the situation with COVID-19, what we're starting to see is a lot of people who need a little bit of help to get them through this time when they're furloughed, maybe laid off, looking for new employment, and we're focusing a lot more on prevention. And the SSVF program has been very responsive to that need. And traditionally, you've needed to literally be getting ready to end up on the street within 14 days, eviction papers in hand, court already completed in order to qualify for some prevention assistance through the program. But the VA has and HUD have recognized that that's not going to work in today's situation, and they've really relaxed the requirements. And right now, if you're a veteran in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area, if you're late on your rent, if you have a late notice from your landlord and you earn 50% of the median area income, we can probably get you connected with some assistance through the SSVF program to help catch you up on your rent. It's really a remarkable opportunity and response to the current pandemic situation. But kind of the point I was getting at is if you're late on your rent right now, and for a family of four, if you earn less than $41,750 and you're in the Charlotte Mecklenburg area, give us a call. We can probably get you set up with some rental assistance. Unfortunately, the program doesn't cover mortgages. It is primarily focused on the rental market. But for a single person, the income limit's 29,000 up to 41 for a family of four, and it goes up a little bit after that, depending on how many kids you got. But it's really a great opportunity to get caught up on your rent and free up some of your other income to go to those bills that nobody's going to help you with. That's car insurance and cell phones and things like that.
Yeah. So if you are, if you didn't catch all those details, don't worry. Go to veteransbridgehome.org. Click on the button that says Request Assistance in the top right, and we've got people that will help you navigate some of these things. Make sure see if you qualify, and if not for this, then there's probably some program or benefit or organization that can help you out there in this community for veterans. What so how is this different again? What's new about, you know, I guess February 2020? How is what is going on now different than then?
Okay. So as I was saying earlier, typically with SSVF assistance, you've got to prove to get prevention assistance. You've got to prove that you're going to be homeless, but for the assistance of SSVF, and typically that looks like an eviction already in progress. Court papers have been filed, and the sheriff's coming to lock you out. Right now, we've been given the flexibility and the freedom to work with late notices, so you don't even have to have gotten to that court phase. Previously, there were some pretty stringent limits on the amount of money that could be given out as TFA. Families were kind of capped. Most of the agencies in our area were given around $2,500 in assistance. That cap has been removed right now. So, if you're renting a three-bedroom apartment in Ballantyne, $2,500 wasn't going to take you far. But right now, the program has been given the flexibility to work with you and meet your situation and provide the level of assistance that's needed. It's not limitless, but it's a whole lot better than it was. So there's more money and it's easier to get. Really, you just need to be a veteran with something other than a dishonorable discharge. We can work with bad conduct and up, and then under 50% of the median income for your family size, and we can try and work with you and get you some assistance.
Ballpark, and I don't want to put you totally on the spot, but what are the numbers of people that we're sort of seeing that are taking advantage of this program or have since late March when all this stay at home started?
Well, for the month of April, we sent 26 packets over to Catholic Charities, and that does not include the number of veterans that were assisted through our partner Veteran Services of the Carolinas. So it's a goodly number of people are taking advantage of this.
Yeah. What's the scope? Again, I hate to not ask you tell you what I'm going to ask you, and then see if I can play quiz the coordinator, quiz the director here. But what is the scope of the homelessness problem for veterans in Mecklenburg? Do you have ballpark number?
It's running around 180 individuals a month on the by name list. Now, those are folks who are literally homeless. That's someone that's staying at the shelter, staying on the streets, places like that. There's a lot of folks that are holed up in hotels that we don't know about, and there's a lot of families that could very easily fall into homelessness. So don't let that number fool you. That's the number of people that are have worked their way down. The move into homelessness is rarely abrupt and sudden. Frequently, you stay with some friends, and then that runs out, and then you're in a hotel, and then that money runs out. It's a continuum, and there's a lot more people that are hidden from those numbers.